Hi, my name is Thaddeus Wazalewski. This video is geared for anyone wanting to know how to do proper weapon maintenance on an M4 carbine. At the conclusion of this video, or conclusion of this presentation, participants will be able to properly clear, disassemble, and assemble an M4 carbine. First things first, you want to maintain weapon safety. There's 4 rules of thumb for weapon safety. The first one is always assume that the weapon is loaded. Next, always keep your finger off the trigger unless you intend to shoot. Don't point at anything you don't intend to kill, and make sure the weapon is cleared. Our first learning objective, making sure this weapon is clear before you disassemble it. So to do that, we're going to make sure the weapon is unsafe. This lever right here, there's safe. Right there, flipping it up turns to fire. So weapon's on safe. Next, we're going to release the magazine. This button right here. Magazine is released. Then lock the bolt to the rear. Lock the bolt to the rear. You're going to press down this lever right there and pull this until it locks. Now bolt's locked to the rear. After the bolt's locked to the rear, we're going to inspect the chamber and the face of the bolt to make sure there's no rounds still inside. After we do that, the weapon is now cleared. So release the bolt, close your dust cover, and can't fire right now, so we have to charge the weapon. Point the weapon in a safe direction, throw it back on fire, squeeze the trigger, charge the weapon again, and put the weapon back on safe. Close the dust cover, and now it's cleared. So now we know the weapon is cleared. We can disassemble the weapon. First things first, to disconnect the upper receiver from your lower receiver, you're going to push these 2 pins right here, there, and then flip it back over. And on this side you can pull those pins out. And these are what attach the upper to the lower receiver. Now our upper and lower receiver disconnected. Again, this is the upper receiver, and these parts here are the lower receiver. We'll start with the lower receiver. On the lower receiver, you have your buttstock, which, if you pull this lever up right here, this shortens or lengthens the size of the buttstock. Pull this lever up, and then pull it off. Your buffer springs in here. Takes down the recoil of your weapon. So you get this out, you just push this button down here, and that'll pop right out. Right here is your pistol grip, and this is where all the mechanisms to pull the trigger are held. So that's that right there. Next, your upper receiver. So first things first, this is where your bolt is, your bolt carrier. So you're going to pull out your bolt carrier by grabbing the charging handle, which is right here. You pull that out. It just pops out like so. So right here is the charging handle. And this is the bolt carrier. Now we need to disattach the bolt from the bolt carrier, bolt being right here. First thing is this little cotter pin, and you want to pull that out. So there's the cotter pin, and that'll bring your firing pin right out. So here's the firing pin. Next, this little retaining pin holds the bolt in. You have to slide it so it runs vertical with the bolt carrier, and that'll just fall right out. like so. So there's the retaining pin, and then after that the bolt will just pull right out. After that, we are going to assemble the weapon. And to assemble the weapon, it's just the reverse, obviously, of disassembly. So first, again, we'll put the bolt, attach it back to the bolt carrier, and this thing will spin freely here, the face of the bolt. What you're going to want to do is spin it so these holes lined up, and you won't be able to see it unless you have it in your hands, but so you can get the retaining pin back inside. So again, keep it vertical, and it goes right back inside the bolt, attaching the bolt to the bolt carrier. Once it's in, turn to its side so it runs perpendicular with the bolt. And at this point, you pull the bolt forward and it'll lock into place. You can slide in your firing pin right back in the hole and it will just fall right in. Now my firing pin's in. We'll take this cotter pin and lock all the mechanisms back together by just sliding this cotter pin right back in. And now everything is in place. So take the charging handle in your upper receiver, turn it upside down, find it works best. So everything upside down, charging handle sits right back in. Once that's flat like that, take your bolt carrier and it sits right on top of your charging handle, and then everything will just slide right forward. Now set that aside for a second. Work on the lower receiver. So with the lower receiver, what you're going to want to do first is take your buffer spring, attach the buffer, and just slides right in there like so, and put it back in its place. And you just push it right through. After that, put on the buttstock. And to get this on, what you're going to want to do is again pull this handle out, and that'll slide right in like so. Last, match up your upper and lower receivers and close the pins so it locks it all back into place. And there you have clearing, assemble, and disassemble of the M4 carbine.